so hard he cracked.
I'm just old.
Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. 6 weeks out. Can you tell? Am I looking a bit shredded? It's looking phallic, isn't it? You know what? That's almost kind of, if it moves, it's a problem. Anyway, guys, alongside my man
Steve Schroeder, Charles Director at TigerFitness.com.
We were too busy getting a second base to really get into it. I was too busy
looking at your arm, and then I was looking at my arm.
Yours is bigger. That's fine. We have our minds. It's kind of like what's better, length or thickness?
But look,
say both.
You have a bigger chest, so my arms don't count.
Yeah, I always tell people my arms look small because I have a big chest. Now it's because I have small arms. Speaking of making gains, that was in writing. That's called a segue. He knows that because he's editorial director.
We just segued.
That was you bitch, you got segued.
You got segued. You didn't even know you got segued.
You know what? I came in this morning, I drove in from Pittsburgh, and I had a whole MassiveJoes.com, our exclusive Australian distributor, and we trained 70 sets of legs on Monday night. Then yesterday, I actually trained chest so hard that I have scar tissue built up right here, and I can't even do push-ups. It hurts because I need to let it heal. I went so hard that I'm sore, that I built up scar tissue, and I strained my muscle. I've been known to do 600 reps minimum for a workout. That's kind of my calling volume. I get sore every workout, and I've been training for 20 years. I get sore after every workout. If I didn't get sore, I don't feel I pushed it hard enough. I know scientifically, and I'm going to preface this, and then we'll get into detail. This might be an 8 to 10 minute video, so if you need to take a piss break, go ahead now, because we have a lot to say on it. I know scientifically it's all about progressive overload and stimulating, hypertrophy through that angle and recovery, and I understand there's a lot of variables. But also, what I found is if I progressively overload the muscle, when you do it for 20 plus years, what you have to do to actually progressively overload that muscle is a fucking lot. It's a lot of shit. Like 600 reps, consider I've been training 20 years, I've built up to that. I'm not recommending a person in their second year do 600 reps, but as you go on, you have to set the bar higher and higher, just like when you're a runner. If you ran an 8-minute mile, you got to go down to a 7-minute mile. That's your goal. Then a 6-minute, and then you reach the pinnacle, which is the 4-minute mile. And then guess what? You try to break the world record. And when making gains, you need to look at that progressive overload over time. And I found that every time I progressive overload, and you can progressive overload with things that are different variables, not just weight. You progressive overload with reps, progressive overload with volume, progressive overload with many different variables. So if you're progressive overloading, I found that I get sore. Now, does that mean that soreness leads to growth? No. It means that to progressively overload, you need to train hard enough to get sore, which will lead to gains. Steve, what's your opinion on this?
Well, Mark, I've been training for 30 years. I'm an old-ass son of a bitch, and I can tell you, I don't train for soreness. But, and this is a big but, and we like big butts.
No, that is a big but. I'm looking at it right now.
But I don't train for soreness, but I know that if I don't get my chest sore, my quad sore, I'm probably not doing enough volume. So while I don't train for soreness, it's a good indicator that I probably didn't work hard enough or do enough volume.
You know, it's funny. I trained with Doug Miller, who's known for his training, and he and I are known. If people like in Australia, if we couldn't have an off day because people expected us to kill ourselves and them too. And I trained with Massive Joe's. Those guys train with high volume. And Doug said something. I don't know if he wants to repeat this, but I just had him read an email about a guy wanting him to fart on him, so I think he's okay with it. Anyway, search that one. The weirdest email Doug Miller has ever received.
Watch it 10 times, I swear you will.
It was the funniest shit ever. Anyway, so Doug said, the problem is people overthink things. And if you look into that, I think people are all obsessed with graphs and charts and this and that. And I track my workout. And when I'm in, I travel so much, I don't use the same machine, so I can't really track my workouts other than barbell movements. But I do track my workouts, so I do keep track, but I don't overthink things. I don't have to have everything in set variables, everything at this. Like if I'm set to go up by let's say 10% on a lift, but I can get an extra 2 reps, I'm going to do it. Because that's progressively overloading. Why do a set path of progression when you can overshoot that? Let's say your goal is a 6-minute mile. Does that mean you stop at the finish line and wait 2 seconds? You get 6 for a 5:58? No, it means you run a 5-minute and 30-second mile instead. My opinion is why hold back? And I think a lot of these kids these days, a lot of these new lifters, they just overthink. And what we've been doing from day one, if you look at Arnold's old videos, look at Dorian, look at Ronnie, and look at the new guys. Look at, well, not new, but look at some of Branch's videos, some of the greats. Hell, look at some of the shit you see on Big Ramy. The one thing they have in common is they're really training fucking hard, and they're really lifting a lot of weight.
It's crazy. Back in the day, volume training was more of the standard, and now watch this. We're going to have sound effects. The pendulum It's way over here. Like guys are seeking out. There's so many voices on YouTube's and writing articles about full body workouts and minimalistic stuff. Guys are almost seeking the minimum as opposed to actually listening to what their body can do. I mean, if you want to start out with the minimum, that's fine. But Mark knows this, and anybody that's been training for a long time knows this, that it's all about listening to your body. And no matter where you start, that's just can I swear, Mark?
Have you seen our channel?
That's just a fucking starting point, kid.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter if you start at high volume or low volume, it's all about listening to your body. And if you start at high volume and shit's just not working, no matter what anybody says on YouTube or in an article or what a study says, you have to be willing to make adjustments. You've been doing this for a while, you understand that just doing 3 sets of 10 sometimes isn't going to cut it. Sometimes I go into the gym and I do stupid stuff. This is no lie. Sometimes I had the energy. I actually had the energy. I went and did a 5-hour deadlift workout for 500 reps. Study that shit, kids. Sometimes you just need to go in and do some crazy volume when you have the energy.
I haven't seen you this fired up till Denny's tried to get rid of the senior citizen special, man.
Sometimes I like to create high volume workouts for Mark.
Yeah, dude, that shoulder workout almost killed me. The bottom line is I think we need to stop overthinking and need to start thinking that, you know what, soreness isn't necessarily a direct correlation with muscle growth. I will say this, though, there's nothing wrong with getting sore. Now, you don't have to train legs till you puke or you die, but I do think that there's nothing wrong with pushing your body past its preconceived mental and physical limitations to reach never before seen gains in both mental fortitude as well as physical strength and, well, hypertrophy. That was well put. We should put that shit in an article.
That was eloquent.
That was some
yeah, I mean, look, man,
shit.
Training to puke, I mean, that has nothing to do with progressive overload. That's a concept. I mean, I can puke walking up a hill. I'm so fat. That doesn't involve progressive overload. But if you're using progressive overload, it's a true story, kid. It's a true story. Yeah, I mean, training to see if you can puke. No, man.
Anyways, guys, I think we covered it. The bottom line is, should you train? I think I look better with like this. Covers up my face. Should you train to get sore? No, but can soreness be a sign that you train hard enough? Absolutely. I'm Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com, alongside
Steve Shaw, editor of TigerFitness.com.
Because training insane or remaining the same, that's not a game. That rhymes.